Good evening, gentlemen. Today we're going to go over fitness for the fighting man, or like what your individual fitness could look like if you like this. If you wanted to follow something like this, based off of kind of being an infantry marine, this is where all these things are coming from. So the first thing we're going to go over is the why. We don't have 9 to 5s. Like you're going to be working like 5 a.m. like PT, 6 a.m. PT. Maybe you work like 3 a.m. at the armory or something. Probably like 2000 at night or 2100 at night. So you don't have like a normal schedule to like be a part of some gym or be part of some fitness group. You just have to figure it out kind of yourself. A lot of your workouts will be on your own time at your own pace because you can't work with other people or stuff like that and so on. We don't have the same equipment all the time. You constantly go into different bases, constantly either like in a forward deployed base where you have like hit boxes and stuff, and then we don't have like the same, like we don't have like, not every gym's going to have all the same CrossFit equipment if you wanted to do that. Not every gym's going to have all these different things. So we can't like be like, okay, you need to do this specific chest press to get chest muscles. If you're going to do a workout, you're like relatively like, we're not bodybuilders, we're not like models or anything, but we can still get after what we need. We don't have that afforded to us. We don't have a stable schedule, so you don't know like when you're going to go to the field for like 3 months and when you're not, when you're going to deploy, where you'll be, if you'll have a gym or anything. So we can't be like this long-winded build up, of like, okay, this is where your peak fitness, and then you go down and like all these things. No, it needs to be super simple and short. Like I can get everything I need in 2 days, and then we need to be dangerous. It's always, so you need to be in shape. And then this program, it's just super simple. It doesn't get simpler than this. And in the same way that it's simple, it's actually very science based. So the how. So I huge science based lifter, thought like everything had to be studied, everything has to be perfect. There's all these studies that came out like, oh, you need to have this much rest, you need to do this lift gives you the most hypertrophy for this and that, whatever, so on and so forth. In the end of the day, like the actual thing that was the most scientific is kind of the bro lift. And here's what it comes down to: an upper lower split. Why is the upper lower split important? It allows you to hit the muscle sets, it allows you to hit the hypertrophy more than like once a week, like hitting biceps once a week. No, you're hitting biceps 3 times a week if you have a full week. The other side of this is the upper lower split. So, okay, backtracking a little bit, when you do hit hypertrophy more than once a week, with that you're breaking down and you're rebuilding. You might not rebuild all the way. Like focus on like, your sleep, make sure you know your protein. So maybe you have some issues there, but in reality, like you're not going to break down too much where you can't recover. You're not like where you can't possibly recover. The idea of overwork has been proven. Like, oh, I'm overworked or I'm tired. Like that's been proven to be like a fallacy created by like hyper gym bros who are on steroids and who all they do is lift for like 4+ hours a day, and they're eating, they're focusing on this nutrition, perfect, everything like that. It's really hard for us to overwork ourselves. It's almost impossible at times, especially if you're eating and sleeping. So, but the upper lower split is also important because you're gonna hit all your muscle groups no matter what in a day. Say I only have 2 days between being in the field. I only have 2 days, or I came back, I was exhausted, and now I only have 2 days left, so on or whatever. I only have 2 days a week to lift or something like that. In those 2 days, you're gonna hit every muscle group, and you're gonna like if you just keep going, you'll be able to rest every other day. I rested my whole upper body on leg day, rested my whole lower body on upper day. So super simple. It allows you to hit everything in congested time, so on and so forth. Cardio every day after. This idea of like, oh, if I do 30 minutes on the treadmill or something like that, it'll ruin my gains. That's not real, dude. I'm telling you right now, the only difference between you walking 30 minutes to burn calories and you running is that when you walk for 30 minutes, not only did you waste time because you went slower at a different, like the same distance at a slower time, you also didn't garner anything in terms of cardiovascular. Like, yeah, you're going to have muscular kind of breakdown in some regards, but at the same time, like, that'll be replenished and rebuilt, and you're also rebuilding on a strength bias. So, it's not your job to be a freaking bodybuilder. Your job is to be a warrior, a fighter, be able to kill somebody, run somebody down, or run away from fucking artillery or something like that, or carry your buddy. If you think that it's more important for you to look good than to carry your buddy out of a combat zone, then I don't know what team you're on. Anyways, whatever, cardio every day after. So example would be like, well, the way I work it is upper day is a run day. So the importance of that is like I kind of wear my tennis shoes on upper day, but like the running's more intense on the body in terms of like impact and stuff. So upper day, like I always run. It's just purely lower body focus, and running is the number one builder of your cardio. Besides like obviously combat sports, and then lower is like rowing, assault bike, all those weird CrossFit things, like, and then like maybe you intermingle them together, but you do a bunch of different dynamic, like bike maybe, a bunch of different dynamic CrossFit, like maybe get down here to like examples over here, so I won't take too much, like a burpee ladder or something like that, but you're just doing that cardio, doing it every day. You superset push and pull. This is huge. So Norway, they did a Norwegian study with 2 sets of athletes who'd been lifting for 3 years plus. It was a 16-week study. What they did is they gave one set, a normal, like today's a push, tomorrow's a pull, normal workout set, or some regards. And then they gave another set, they superset everything. So they superset a push and they superset a pull. So like you did chest, like you do chest over here, and you did back. So you bench pressed, and then you did pull-ups. And you just supersetted those two in between. And the only difference they found in muscle growth and hypertrophy was that the muscle growth and hypertrophy was the same, but the difference was the people who supersetted everything saved about 45 minutes a workout, which is huge for us because we don't have a bunch of time. Like you're a pretty intense job. You don't want to be in the gym the whole time. You lose your testosterone and your motivation early because you're so tired. So being only in gym for like 45 minutes, an hour or so, just getting after as hard as you can, as fast as you can, it's going to be huge for everything. After that, everything, all in one go. So why is that important? What I mean by that is you're going to do your upper day and then you're going to run, like right after each other. So you're going to lift upper body and then run. The big thing that people are like, I don't want to do it two at once, it's too long. If you can like carve out 2 hours a day at most to do these things and be like, hey, every day after work I'm going 2 hours straight to the gym. I'm not going to get lost at home where I go and fall asleep or I get distracted by all these other things. I change, I go straight to the gym. And you carve out like, hey, these 2 hours I'm going to lift, and like, well, you're actually saving a ton of time because you're not going home and back, like you're not doing a workout, going home, showering, changing, dirtying up another set of clothes, and then going back to the gym at another time. So that transitionary period between the gyms, you're not doubling that time it takes to shower, change, go to the gym, come back. It's all in one go. It's the easiest way to do it. It's the easiest way to stay on top of things. All right. The last thing is like everything should be till failure and partial failure. So true hypertrophy comes from failure. This whole 80%. The technical aspects is that you should actually hit 80% of failure. Dude, you know what actually 80% of failure is? It's probably your failure. Like our mind's ability to stop us from actually hitting true failure is huge. So if you go to failure, you're probably at that realistic 80%. But in reality, like new studies just came out. Nick Napar, or whatever, the Canadian dude, just came out and said, yeah, actually, brother, you do like this whole 80% thing, just go to failure. And then true hypertrophy actually comes from partial failure. I think he quotes calves are the biggest thing. Like you can do calves all day and you can do the full extensions and like these steady, stable things. And then once you can't do the perfect form anymore, that's failure. No, like that's failure of one muscle group. Think about a bicep curl and you're curling up. When you curl up that bicep curl and then like you stop midway, that lower bicep fails before the upper bicep, but when you swing it all the way to the top, now you're failing that upper bicep. So that's what partial failures and failures. So going into like what this looks like, you have your lifts, so you have your upper day. Your upper day is going to be like chest and back, and then I like 3 sets till failure. So you like little warm-up sets, warm up your body, and then like probably about 3. So if you do like one super hard, you warm up to like one super hard superset. You don't need to do 3 sets to failure. You already destroyed that upper body, and then you're doing pull-ups. So I do bench and pull-ups, and then triceps. I'll do tricep extensions and the bicep curls on the cable machine. I'll flow them up and down, and then I'll do 3 sets of failure. I'll do drop sets from there, and then also I'm adding in wrists. Like at the end of my tricep extensions, I'm curling the wrists, and then at my bicep curls, I flip the grip and I curl the wrist, so it gives you that wrist pump and that ability to grab onto something. And then the last thing is shoulders and lats. So like those shrugs to get for your lats, or like some sort of like, I guess stuff like that. And then your shoulders, like shoulder presses, whatever. And then you don't have to, but you can go by and do this again twice if you're feeling it. That's what I usually do if I have the time. If I don't have the time, I just need to do it once, because I just hit every muscle set and I hit it to failure. So I hit actual failure. Big thing with triceps and biceps, supinate your grip. It's the same thing with back. So chin-ups versus pull-ups, like the switch of the grip, it'll hit different muscle aspects in your body. Just like the going wide grip versus short grip, you're going to hit different muscles. If you want wide biceps, you do supinated tricep extensions, supinated bicep curls. Sorry. I guess like this would be supinated bicep curls, and this would be supinated tricep extensions. You can't tell, I don't have a bar and I don't have the weight, which way the weight's going. Anyways, going on to your lower day, you have some sort of complex and you stretch. Complexes, like the harder superset in my eyes, because you're cardiovascularly, it takes up your whole body. So like squat, power cleans. I'm front squat, huge advocate of front squat, because it makes your core a lot stronger. It'll make your squat better and your power clean better too. But squat, front squat, whatever, so on and so forth. And you don't have to lift as much weight. But you do like some sort of a dynamic stretch, so like Frankenstein's and different stretches like that in between those sets, just because you should be stretching all the time. It's a deliberate time to do that. Then you roll into hamstrings, quads, so like the hamstring extensions and the quad, or the hamstring curls and the quad. Like you can superset those, like 3 sets to failure, just usually tickle. And then calves and abs, so kind of throwing in those abs in there and calves, like weighted ab workouts. Make sure you're focusing on the core. You're not using your back or your shoulders to like move this weight. And then your calves, like you can change the way your feet are angled to kind of hit inner outer calf, but hitting that failure. Doing drop sets are huge. Drop sets will get you the closest to failure, going down and down in weights. Anyways, so you do like an upper day. Here's some examples of like cardio-based things you can do. A 30-minute. So like here's like the things runners do to get better. So like a 30-minute easy run, like zone 2 running, where you can talk and run the whole time, 30 minutes plus. Like get up to like 90 minutes of doing that if you have the time. Fartleks. Fartleks are if you only could do one run, it'd be a fartlek. So it'd be 4 minutes hard and 4 minutes easy. It's like the Norwegian 4x4. I always talk about. Norway's always coming out with all this cool health-based stuff and all these good studies, but like that's the best way to build your VO2 max, is by doing something like this. Track workouts are huge, so you have a time-based thing, which is the 4x4, like 4 minutes, and then track is a distance-based, like VO2 max builder. It's another way just to trick your mind into going faster and harder and pushing yourself out. So in this one, so you'll run hard and then you'll run easy. This one, you'll run and then you'll walk, and like make sure you keep moving, but it's not like undeliberate rest. It's more of a deliberate rest here. And then like a row burpee ladder for like your leg days, or like some sort of CrossFit workout that involves the machines, that's less intense on your legs, and so on and so forth. Always including rucking. You'll have to like coordinate this. Like hopefully all these cardio things, this running and shit, you just do it in the morning with your platoon, and then you can do a 2-day where all you do is like an upper lower split, and you stretch, or you focus on abs or whatever. But like if you don't do that with your platoon, then hitting this on your own accord is huge. So I hope this helps. This is the simplest thing to do. There's no specific thing. It's just do. And I know some people like the exact specifics, but the principles are upper lower split, superset everything, till failure and partial failure for everything, and then do your cardio immediately after you do your upper and lower. There's no such thing as overworking in a lot of mindsets, unless you're like a super athlete and you're working out 8 hours a day. All right, I hope that helps. Thank you.